So, you know, it really takes a rare talent to play two lead roles in one film. And two-time Oscar winner Robert De Niro fits the bill in the new gangster epic, The Alto Nights. He co-stars with himself as real-life mob bosses Frank Costello and Vito Genovese, who squared off for control of the city streets. Take a look.
You're going down a very dangerous road. You know that. And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. All of a sudden, we can't go down dangerous roads. This is a road that I'm not going down because you're going to take us all down. This is not the way. You know, it's just a matter of time you're going to get pinched. But don't forget, you're a racketeer. You're a gangster. Come on. All of a sudden, you want to be half in, half out, half a racketeer. You can't have it both ways. You're either in or you're out. And whether you're half in or half out, that don't mean you ain't going to get caught the same way I could get caught or I could go down. It's the same thing. Come on, don't be naive. We don't control this, somebody else does it. This is a death sentence. It's a big, big mistake. Look, you do what you want. You want to be a diplomat, that's your business. Me, I'm a gangster.
Yeah. Please welcome back one of the greatest on the planet, Robert De Niro. You know, the only thing better than a mafia movie starring Robert De Niro is a mafia movie starring Robert De Niro twice. Have you ever done anything like this before?
No, Irwin Winkler sent me the script, and he said that Nick Pileggi wrote it, and Barry Levinson is going to direct it, and so, of course, I read it right away, and doing anything with these guys would be great. We met and talked about the Costello, probably figured the Costello part that I would do, and who would play Vito. So Irwin said to me, "Well, maybe you should try and do it. Think about that." So, and I thought about it for a while, and then a couple of days, and I said, "Okay, I'll do it," because that would have been more justification for my doing another gangster movie. Though it written by Nick, directed by Barry, and produced by Irwin Winkler, of course I would have probably done it no matter what.
They better have paid you twice for that.
Well, no, they didn't. They got 2 for 1.
Well, you're known to immerse yourself in your roles. I think about Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull, Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver. Just to name a few. So how challenging was it to play these dueling roles, and what was it like to see both characters come face to face on screen?
Well, that was what I was concerned about, because how to differentiate them, and we had done a bunch of tests, makeup tests, and during the test, Barry would say, you know, we got to make sure it's different and so on, and I said, I know, that's what I'm worried about and thinking about. That was when we shot the first scene where we first meet. There's 2 scenes that we have together. I looked at the dailies right away to see how that was, and then they put a quick assemblage together of the scene itself, because I was worried about things like overlap and stuff. That's key to the scene working. And I saw that, and that looked, I had to say, pretty good. But what I did is there were other actors who were cast as mobsters, Profaci, Gambino, and all that, and they were. I needed another actor opposite me. I couldn't just do it to somebody reading off a page or something. So this guy Joe Bacino, Joe, I decided on having him do it, and he learned both parts.
Wow.
So then I worked with him, and it was a tremendous help.
I thought Vito was Joe Pesci. I didn't figure out, I didn't know you were playing both.
The film was written by the same screenwriter, Nick Pileggi. The great Nick Pileggi. He also wrote Goodfellas and Casino. And it's based on real mobsters who inspired The Godfather, the greatest film that was ever made, The Godfather 1 and 2. And I understand you grew up not far from the old stomping grounds of that. How familiar were you of these gangs? I grew up with a lot of bookies, but not gangsters that I knew about. And there was a social club where they gathered, the Alto Nights. Was that Did that exist? What was it?
Yeah, no, I said to Nick when we had our first meeting, I said, where did you get the name Alto Nights? And he told me, well, I walk around that neighborhood. I knew it well because he wrote one of the best pieces on Little Italy many, many, many years ago, maybe 50 years ago. And in fact, I told Marty about it, Marty Scorsese. I said, this guy, Nick Pileggi, wrote a great piece in the New York magazine. And you got to meet him. And but anyway, he said, no, I just I've been that neighborhood I know so well. I walk by, I see the Alto Nights. It's a social club.
Right.
So I said, oh, okay. So I said, I happened to have hung out there for a few years when I was a kid. The other thing was I had a Rebecca Miller, Arthur Miller's daughter, was doing a documentary on Marty Scorsese, and I had met already with her a few times. So now we met at Cafe Roma right on Mulberry Street in the heart of Little Italy, and with two friends of mine and Marty's. And after we did this sort of interview, you know, reminiscing about the old days, whatever, I said to Barry Levinson, we were still casting Alto Nights, I said, you know, these two guys I know, they might be good for this. For these two parts we have in the movie, Tony Bender and Boyardo. And I said, will you meet him? He said, yeah, I'll meet him. And so he met them, and they read, so on, and they were both hired. And they were terrific. Barry was very happy. Robert Uricola and Frank Piccirillo. Robert sadly passed away a few months ago. So they added a tremendous, you know, great texture to the whole thing. They were great.
The cast in this film, beyond you and both of you, is pretty strong. I want to talk about two of your co-stars, Lily and Antsy, which I think we have a picture. They are dressing the part in coats and hats, and we hear this is not only your dogs, but this was your idea.
The mink coats?
Yeah, because I thought the scene was where I walked the dogs out in the in Central Park, one dog, and so my girlfriend was doing all the makeup tests, and Jason Sazop, one of the producers, was talking about the dog walking scene and casting the dog. So my girlfriend Tiffany said, well, how about our dogs? She showed the pictures, and Barry liked them. I think I even brought the dogs to meet him. I think. I'm not sure.
Did they audition or are they Nepo pups?
I just said one thing: if you do this, you better not get up.
Agreed. Don't bring down the family name.
Only speak when you're spoken to. Anyway, then I was thinking, I said, you know, these people would have a coat on the dog. Not only would they have a coat, very possible they could have a mink coat.
The mink coat really makes it.
Well, the hats, I think. The hats for me are everything.
Yeah.
That was an added touch that the people who made it, that came up with, was great, I think.
Fantastic.
Well, the movie's fantastic, but I have to ask, last month you made a cameo in the SNL 50th anniversary show, and what I thought was the funniest sketch of the night, Debbie Downer. We have a clip of it.
Can I have a tequila and a soda with a straw?
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Is that supposed to be a joke?
No, I'm asking. I have dry eye, and it's hard to discern if you were talking to me. Kind of surprised you want a straw.
Why's that?
Microplastics. At this point, we're all walking landfills. Odds are they've already taken up residence in your testes.
How did that come about, and did you have any trouble keeping a straight face?
Well, in the rehearsal, I laughed. I laughed at it. It was very funny. But no, the whole point is to keep a straight face in the skit
And to
itself.
not up.
Yes.
Right.
But you're great with comedy. You know, you're great with comedy.
Yeah.
He is. He knows funny people.
He does.
Yes, he does.